You're such an asshole.
So let me tell you the problem with humans. So humans are not things. They're sentient entities. They have a brain, preferences and opinions, desires, and choice. And they can affect that choice depending on where they spend that time. Sometimes they don't have a choice in the matter, like we got to work. Well, some people do. They're under the delusion they have to. But you decide, you make choices simply as to whether or not you will put time and effort and resources. If you exchange your time into money, you're going to exchange those resources and invest it in that thing. So am I going to buy Baldur's Gate 3? Sure wish I didn't. Sure wish I didn't. Am I buying Ghost of Tsushima? I'm going to buy Ghost of Tsushima. That's how I will affect my choice. But it's also who are we going to spend our time with? All right. Am I going to hang out with Bob, who's a depressed kind of incel, boo hoo hoo, the world is ending and gloomy, and I'm going to be a 90s emo kid and listen to Nirvana? Or I'm going to hang out with my buddy Ryan, and we're going to go bum around and chase girls and ride motorcycles and shoot guns and drink, which actually sounds like a pretty fun time. I'm going to affect my choice. I'm going to make my choice through how I spend my time. And the problem that is going on, I'm being actually serious about this, between the sex war that we have right here, right now, is that men and women generally are upset with the fact that the other person sitting across from them at the negotiating table has standards and requirements. Women are upset that men require physical beauty and to be physically attracted and to just, I don't know, be on time and be kind of nice. And men are upset that women expect for you to kind of the same thing, for you to be in what I would consider nowadays absurd shape. You can't question what women want. Women want what they want, and they want an exceptionally top tier man. You can say, well, we could debate whether that's feasible or attainable, but it doesn't change the fact that that's their position. They are not going to invest their time on a date with you unless they find you absolutely, which conservatively we're going to estimate top 10%, a linear 10%. Don't do 1 in 10 Gaussian distribution like we kind of think of your average guy in America, in the United States, Walmart. All right. Yeah, you could see where women are going to kind of insist on a top 10% guy. Men, the same thing too. But women are particularly upset when, well, men have kind of two standards. Our standards to have sex, it's like, are you hot? And then there's our standards for marriage, especially the top tier men they're going after, which probably cannot be met because the top tier men probably really don't have all that much interest in getting married. And because they're getting laid all the time. They achieve what they want. What most men really want is just a harem of women to have sex with a bunch of women as much as possible. And unless the guy wanted to get actually married and have kids, family, and there's some out there. For the most part, guys like, why would I give this up? So women are very upset that men kind of have standards. At least the men would like to have standards. And so, unfortunately, there's a lot of impasse, not a lot of commitment happening, and so women are not ultimately getting what they want out of these men. They're not getting commitment. They're not, and then with the rank and file of the general population, they're certainly not getting that out of men either. They're not getting strong, good-looking, tall, 120,000 a year plus. Go down the line. And I'm here to say, ladies, that's fine. You don't need men. You just need Democrats. And so let me show you what the Democrats are. Now, maybe you like to have an F-boy. Maybe you'd like to have some fun, but let me introduce a kind of a different concept. Like, you don't really need men. And you yourself, ladies, have said you don't need men. Well, let me show you how little you need men. I looked up at the state and federal level different government benefits that you and men could get. Men, by the way, if you want, you might qualify for some of these things. So here, this is usa.gov/benefits, brought to you by the Democrat Party, food assistance. So you click on this. There is SNAP. What's SNAP? SNAP, previously known as food stamps. The Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP. That's snappy. Huh? Yeah. Well, government people with their acronyms can help you pay for food if you have a low income. Each month, SNAP benefits are added to the Electronics Benefit Transfer EBT card to use when you shop for food. To be eligible for SNAP, you must meet your state requirements, including income limits. States can also take other resources into account, like the money you have in your bank, to decide if you qualify for SNAP. This sounds like filing a federal tax return already. Oh boy, paperwork. Well, at least you didn't have to get a job or satisfy a man. To apply for SNAP, contact your state local SNAP office. Depending on your state, you may be able to apply online, in person, by mail, or by fax. You may need to be interviewed before being approved for SNAP benefits. Oh my God, you're going through interviews. There's another thing that you go through an interview and then you get money at the end. It's called a job, but SNAP balance, SNAP. All right, so that's SNAP. Let's go back here. That's just one food. WIC. Get food assistance with the WIC program. The supplementals, the special. This is the special supplemental. This is double secret probation. The special supplemental nutrition program for women, infants, and children, not men, can help you and your young children get food, nutrition, counseling. You get consultants. You so don't need men. You just need Democrats. You get food consultants and social service referrals. If you are applying for yourself, you must be at least one of the following: pregnant, breastfeeding up to the baby's first birthday, within 6 months of having given birth for you. I had no idea. I just want to point out the economic fact, women do. The words coming out of my mouth right now are 100% accurate. Women don't need men. They just need Democrats. I'm being serious about that. I had no idea what an application circus this would be. We are 2 programs in for the food. We haven't even gotten into the mental disability, the SSI. Well, oh, you feeling depressed? Okay, I knew you'd have to enlist like therapists or counselors to verify and you give the stamp. Yeah, this guy's effed in the head. Give him money. You have to be breastfeed. What? I'll be perfectly honest here. Already, this is swaying me towards implementing a UBI program. You say, Cappy, yeah, hear me out. We'd scrap all the welfare programs. It's like, no, here's your fucking check. Here's your check. We're done with this. We're not hiring lactating consultants to see if you're breastfeeding your kid. Here's your check. I don't care if you piss it away on shit and starve the remaining 11 months. This is all you get. You must meet other WIC eligibility requirements based on your income, your health, and where you live. Your state and local WIC agency will tell you how and where to apply. Get additional help with your WIC application. You're too stupid to fill out an application. Oh, you must have gone to the public schools. Your agency may not have enough money to serve everyone who needs WIC. In that case, it will maintain a waiting list. You're on a waiting list for food. For kids you couldn't afford to have because you're too dumb to get an abortion. Oh, see WIC's priority system to decide who will get WIC benefits first. Ladies, you don't, by God, whatever you, certainly don't go to the gym. Certainly don't be nice, but you go and fill out a form in triplicate and wait on this waiting list because you don't need men. You just need Democrats. I knew this was an aspect of being poor where the amount of work and nightmare that you have to go through to get these government benefits was going to be worse than filing a tax return. And I knew you will work twice as hard being lazy as if you just work like a normal person. I knew it. If you put half the time into filling out all these damn forms, all these damn benefits, into just getting a job, you'd be way ahead. Way ahead. Oh, okay. That's food assistance. School meal. Guys, there's like 16 links I got to click on. We're still on link number 1 with the food. School meals and food programs for children you shouldn't have had. Your child may qualify for free or reduced price meals at the school or child care center. Now, Minnesota just passed it. All kids get all free school at lunch because the state's going to raise your children. Because you don't need fathers. You just need Democrats. They can get food assistance throughout the school year and during summer break. During the school year, your child can get free or reduced price meals at school through the National School Lunch Program, the School Breakfast Program, the Special Milk Program. Do you have to apply? Oh, who is eligible? The community eligibility provision allows schools located in low-income areas to provide free breakfast and lunch to all students. Children attending the school within the CEP program do not need to fill out a school meal application. In other school areas, eligibility on the school meals program is based on income levels. So now you got to report, you always got to fill out forms. Families that believe their income is under these limits should fill out an application for free or reduced price meals, like reduced price. Oh my God. And the accounting that has to go into this. I will say it's almost like the healthcare system, or I will say with Minnesota, y'all just get free food. We're done with this. To dispense with the administration of like a partial low income. No, you're all getting free food. We're done with this shit. I'm like, okay, go with that. Discounted high-speed internet is available. What is it now? This is listed under the food. Ladies, you don't need men. You just need Democrats. You can get internet. Discounted high-speed internet is available for families with kids eligible for free or reduced price school meals. You got internet now. Strong, independent, don't need. No, you're right. You don't need men. You just need Democrats. I can't go to, this is great. Healthy eating resources for kids. Fun activity. My Plate Food group quizzes. Oh my God. Tell me you're a government bureaucrat without telling me this is fun, kids. That was the National School Lunch Program. Here's the other School Breakfast Program. Provides wholesome and tasty breakfast each morning. Contact your state. Team Nutrition, just more. And then the Special Milk Program. Well, we couldn't put this under one. The Special Milk Program. So what do you work for? I'm a government employee. Where do you work? I work at the Special Milk Program. Holy affirmative action, special welfare jobs program, Batman. What kind of a job is that? Provides milk to children in schools at child care institutions who do not participate in any other federal meal service programs. The program reimburses schools for the milk they serve. Good God almighty. Food assistance programs for other adults. We still got another one here. If you're 60 or older, you may be able, come on, baby, light my fire. If you're an old fuck who didn't save any money and were completely stupid over the past 6 decades of your life, you may be eligible for food assistance depending on your income. Learn about food assistance programs. Senior Farmers Market Nutrition Program provides coupons for fresh fruits, vegetables, honey, and herbs. We're 1 in 16 links. The Commodity Supplemental Food Program provides a monthly package of healthy foods. You must be, here's the oh God. And then here's one, food assistance for Native Americans. Although I guess that's for Native Americans. It's not specific to women, though. I guess you can be a woman and apply for that. Food assistance. All right, that's one down. Housing help. Don't need no man. Emergency housing assistance. Learn how to find emergency housing to avoid homeless. Like just poof, you didn't know your lease was ending. Find emergency housing. Dial 211 to help find emergency housing. Shelters. Emergency housing for special groups. National Runaway Safe. Okay, I can understand that. National Call Center for Homeless Veterans. Okay, I can see that. All right, that's just your real estate agent. They'll help you. Find emergency help paying for your rent. because you once again made bad choices. Like the number one thing I made sure was I had rent. Each state has its own rules for eligibility. If you do not qualify for a government program, your state agency may be able to refer you to a community or nonprofit organization that can help. Find state and local emergency rental assistance program. All right, so that they kick that down to the states and the locals. All right, let me just click here. Contact 211. Help with utility bills. You got a utility program. Rental housing counseling. You got advisors. All these I wonder if they contract this out to Bain. Subsidized housing and housing choice vouchers. Okay, that's your Section 8. Your legal rights as a renter, because you're just going to be a wonderful tenant. And how dare those people who worked hard and pay the rent and maintain the home, how dare they charge for housing should be free. You don't need men. You just need Democrats. By the way, that Democrat I had, that's a Democrat on the thumbnail. He was really rich, comes from a wealthy family. You girls should date him sometime. You should be lucky to find a guy like that. Very wealthy, very successful, very powerful man. You girls would probably love him. How to deal with people collecting overdue rent or utilities. How about you pay them? When you owe money for rent or utilities and someone else is trying to collect the money, that person could be a debt collector. Well, that person is a debt collector. If a lawyer is representing your landlord or collection agency is trying to collect the back rent of utilities, the lawyer, the company may be considered a debt collector under federal law. Federal law says that debt collectors can't use unfair or deceptive practices to try and collect the debt. Why don't you just pay your debt? Why don't you pay your utilities? I'm poor. Why are you poor? Because of what? Here we spin the wheel of excuses of people, not me. The white man, the patriarchy, the corporations, the Republicans in the Senate, Donald Trump, Ronald Reagan. How about you? You're the dumb motherfucker who made the dumb motherfucking choices. But that's all right. That's all right. It's okay. You have Democrats. All this to avoid, like, go to the gym or just being nice to a guy, huh? But it's free government money. Free, really, it's free, huh? Okay, so that was housing. Rental assistance. Section 8, find subsidized rental housing, public housing, find rental assistance for specific groups. That's a veteran or disability. I don't have time to go through all. I really don't. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't go back far enough. There are 7 subcategories within housing. Eviction and foreclosure. Avoid eviction, avoid foreclosure. Do you have a program for avoiding eviction? Talk to a lawyer, know your tenant and debt collection rights. I love how the government just like, nope, we're on the side of the tenant. How about being on the side of the landlord? Or maybe being on the side of none. Like, that's your problem. Avoid foreclosure. Okay, let me explain to you how you avoid foreclosure. You pay your mortgage. Communicate with your lender. This is all advisory. Get help from housing counselors and programs. The Making Home Affordable program offers free counseling. Find a HUD-approved housing counselor agency in your area. The Homeowner Assistance Fund provides financial help for families having trouble paying their mortgage because of the disease. We're still on that, huh? The FHA, National Servicing Center, helping you with your letter avoid foreclosure. Rental assistance, home repair and energy efficiency assistance. Ladies, you don't have to have a man in the house to repair, but I don't know what man you're going to get modernly today. They don't know how to fix it either. Home buying assistance, learn about government programs that make it easier to purchase a home. How to change your address. Man, you people raised by the public school teachers, you guys are fucking worthless. Like, you don't know anything. You have no adulting skills at all. How to file a complaint against the landlord. How to get the bum to pay his rent. Okay, that was housing. State social. I don't think we're going to get to the state. I'm not going to get to the state. Help with utility bills. All right, that was already covered under here. Welfare benefits. All right, so Robert Reich, former Department of Labor Secretary, in a blatant, knowing, outright lie. He is a liar, which is one of the worst things you could call someone who bases their, who's a professional and has some kind of reputation. He is a liar because he thought he'd be clever and say, welfare really only counts for 2% of the government budget. Whereas we are talking welfare from a functional standpoint, meaning taking other people's money and giving it to people who don't work for a living. He focused on TANF, temporary assistance for needy families, which is declared the singular welfare program. He's like, TANF only accounts for that much. It's like, yeah, what about Section 8? And let's also throw in bank bailouts. That should be considered welfare. Anytime you stole taxpayers' money to give to other people who didn't earn it, that's welfare. Temporary assistance for needy families, federally funded state-run program, also known as welfare. TANF helps families financially after experiencing hardship. Recipients may qualify for help with food, housing, home energy, child care, job training. Each state and tribal government runs their own program differently, has a different name. Find an office. Okay, so this looks like they kicked that down to the states. So it's federally funded, state managed. Social Security, welfare, which I qualify for when I'm 62. How to get that, that we got there. So you thank God, ladies, you don't need to save for retirement. You just need Democrats. Health insurance. This is efficient. Medicare, Medicaid, the ACA, health insurance marketplace, and COBRA. How to apply for Medicaid and CHIP. What the hell is CHIP? How and when to apply for Medicare. How to get insurance through the, the ACA. That was the Obamacare. That's where all of us who work, we pay extra so that you could get incredibly subsidized health care. Do you know that it's not even us rich, it's us working people and the rich as well. We've not received one thank you card from you poor people who get subsidized or outright free health care. Anyway, all we got was bitching and whining about how you don't have enough yet. Ladies, you don't need men. You just need Democrats. By the way, we haven't gone halfway through this. There'd be a lot more men who make a lot more money if they weren't paying the 40 to 50% in taxes to pay for all this. But here's the girls are okay with that because why? Because men have requirements. Men have standards. The government does not. Well, I mean, you have to be poor and it has financial income standards. You must qualify for these programs. Men have standards. The government does not. You don't need men. You just need Democrats. Disability benefits locator. This is one, my latest book I published called A World Without Men. In intellectual honesty and fairness. Men are taking advantage of this disability more than women. Now, a lot of this is also legitimate where men get injured on the job more and therefore suffer, but younger men, especially in the amount of mental disabilities, which I'm calling bullshit on 75% of those claims. Men, I think it's 2-to-1 or 3-to-1 compared to women. But ladies, if you're feeling sad, Chad or Thaddeus turned you down because he was going out with another girl and he said it wasn't going to marry you. Like, okay, here's probably what happened. Day one, he says he's not getting married. And then you thought you'd change him. And after a 3-year relationship with him, just having sex with you, said, no, you're not moving in. And no, I'm not getting married. You got very upset. You got very angry at him. And you had a mental breakdown. Well, that's not your fault. That's Chad's fault. So you're feeling sad and you can't work. And now you could be like all the boys that are doped up on Ritalin, like lied to. Say, oh, yeah, you got a mental disorder. Yep. Yo, I can't work. The agoraphobia. Oh, my goodness. Can I get the SSI? Sure you can. Here you go. You don't need men. You don't even need men. You just need Democrats. Answer a few questions. Review a custom list of potential federal health benefits. How to apply. Oh my God! Look at all these programs. Look at all these programs. Additional disability benefits for veterans, Braille and audio reading materials. All right, that'll help all people are blind or hearing impaired. I'll go with that. You're actually impaired. Being raised in the suburbs with mom and dad shoving money up your ass, but not raising you and giving you Ritalin and then kissing your ass all the time, and you're sad and emo because you didn't get the latest PS5 game. That's not a disability. You're just a space. Ooh, you're just a lazy quant. Combat-related special compensation. I'll go with that. Concurrent retirement and disability payments. Nope. Disability compensation depends. Division of Coal Miners Worker Compensation. Black Lung Benefit. Okay. Some of these are pretty legit. Financial assistance, social services. Nope. Medicare savings programs. Nope. Medicare with disability. Nope. Public safety officers, disability benefits. Yes. Retirement benefits of child with disabilities. Mental or real. Social Security disability insurance there. SSI. Social Security disability insurance for a child, Social Security disability insurance for a child with disability, Social Security disability insurance for fathers, Social Security disability insurance of spouse, Security SS for a die, SSI for adults, tax relief program for people with disabilities. Could you see what? You know what? Here's your UBI, and shut the fuck up and go away. Here's your monthly check for all of you, and we're done with this crap. And if you're particularly wealthy and you don't really need your UBI check, donate it to the actually disabled. Veterans pension with this disability, veterans readiness and employment, ticket to work program. How about called starvation? Work or die. There's your ticket to work. Wow. And that was disability. Retirement benefits. Combat. That was it's all the same that I just listed before. Social Security, government death benefits, military survivor, COVID funeral assistance. Really? Still? How to get survivor benefits from the government. Survivor payments, educational assistance, housing help, military funeral and burial, honors, burial reimbursement, 19 death. They have literally, guys, I'm not joking when I say this. The government has literally replaced men. Girls do not need men at all. Not only can women work and support themselves if they choose to, and many do, obviously. But if they don't worry. The government has replaced men in every capacity, form, and structure. We're so not needed. You girls got Democrats. Okay? Now I'm not kidding. You guys wonder why are girls so picky? Because they don't need you for anything, man. They don't need you for anything. They really are only going to go after senators who come from multi-million-dollar, although adjusted for inflation, multi-billion-dollar families. By the way, ladies, you would really love that guy. That guy was rich. He had property on the ocean. He was well connected. He was a senator. You girls would get so wet for that guy, and you shouldn't settle for anything less. And they're not going to. They're literally, I'm trying to think of what it's like. It's like the cars came along. Sadly, I think this analogy is a little more apropos than not. It's like the cars replacing the horse. You know, guys, but I'm a great horse. Like, yeah, but the government has replaced you. The car has replaced you. The Industrial Revolution has replaced you. You're obsolete. And girls, if they're gonna get a horse, it's gonna be for a hobby. You're just, I think we're 2/3 through the list of federal. I haven't even gone to the state. I don't think I'm going to. I mean, you could go look up your state government benefits. I'm just going to close it. I don't have time. Not only do you get help with your utilities and your rent, and you get all your basic Maslow hierarchy of needs covered: food, clothing, shelter. You get consulting, you get job training, you get therapy, you get help with funeral burial. You get legal advice on how to screw over your landlord and not pay back your debts. Where you show me where a man adds value to it. Seriously, you show me where a man adds value to a woman's life. Nowhere. There's nowhere left to add value. What? And by God, The average man can't provide this plethora. Men used to be a food, clothing, shelter, safety, and security. Okay, we got that. Consulting, advising, therapy, funeral, burial. I don't have a plot of land. I don't have my funeral plans figured out. I had no idea how thoroughly replaced and obsoleted we were. I'm being deadly serious about that. Even your kids are fed. Your kids are fed. You know, if a guy were to get married, if I was a man and I had kids, and let's say I was married to a Democrat, we were a Democrat family, I'd be like, why am I'm not going to work. Kids are taken care of by the state, because I'd actually believe in the government and other people. When I say government, I mean other people. That's that, because there's no government. There's just other people who fund the government. If I was a true believing Democrat, right, I'd be like, well, we're entitled to that. There are children. How dare they not feed the children? These aren't my, I'd actually probably by now have that communal view of children. Well, children aren't mine. They're the communities. They're going to be part of the community. I want to be raised by the community. And so the community should pay for them. Why would I work? My kid's taken care of. They tested my woman to see if she was breastfeeding or not. Oh, we already did the death benefits. Government checks and payments. Oh, this is more just like if you're not getting other people's money. Where to report incorrect benefit. I'm sure when you get more money, hey, this is $3,000 more than what I'm supposed to get, I'm going to contact the government. Well, I'm going to let them know, hang on. Minnesota government benefits. So that was all the federal. Let me see what the state. See, and then the state, just so you guys know, state and local, in all the governments, you add up all the governments, there's state, federal, and local. The federal government is about half of all government spending of all the governments. And then state and local is the other half, roughly 25%, 25%. But California, it's like 80%, right? So and as you notice, several of the federal programs are federally funded but kicked down to the states. And the states and the local people, they'll have a bunch of programs too. And depending on the state and local, but go take a look. You'll find out it's about the same. So there's just as many state and local programs. So here it is, minnesotabenefits.gov. Learn about programs. I want to learn. Okay, so there's SNAP. That's the federal one. But I'm wondering if there's any other further food programs offered by the state. MinnesotaFoodHelper.org. And then if you could be a college student and get food as well. Well, now when I was there, they probably asked you, well, what's your race? We don't feed the white people. We're Minnesotans, don't you know? Emergency assistance for adults without children in the household. Emergency for children with Rent Help Minnesota. Family Homeless Prevention Assistance Program. Yeah, so they all have their own, the same Maslow's hierarchy of food, clothing, shelter. The states have their own programs, cash programs. I know the city of Minneapolis has a UBI program. They just give you cash. Refugee Cash Assistance, Minnesota Supplement Aid, Minnesota Family Investment Program, General Assistance, Diversionary Work Program, a bunch of housing, child care assistance. Gals, you really don't need no man. You just need Democrats. You got to be sympathetic. I'm being serious. You view from their point. Most of them don't find the majority of men attractive. Most of them were beheld. Well, not the men alive today, women in the past were beholden to men. They were economically dependent. They were somewhat kept by men, not maliciously on men's part either, but that's just how it was. Now, women, they really don't need you, and they're making their choices. That's why they don't date you. I mean, they're only going to go after really good-looking dudes. And then you say, well, she's a single mom and she's overweight. Well, she should be happy to get dated. She still is only good as, what does she need a guy for? Just a lower standard. Their standards are here. I keep trying to tell you this. If they don't need men, which they painfully don't. They have Democrats. They don't need men. They're only going after the top 10. And if they don't get it, they're just like, I'd rather be by myself. Oh, they'll complain, but look at the data in front of you. Go pick up my. Did you think the data and the research of coming out of dating online? I know it's not necessarily 100% the real world, but those worlds are converging, and it does rhyme. You think the data doesn't have any veracity in it whatsoever? I had no idea it'd be this much. No idea. And you guys, you wonder, why can't I get the girls? Well, they really, I guess, how would you look at it? Men are maybe the car and horse thing isn't. Maybe this is more apropos. It's like the handbags. If you didn't know, not all, of course, but women really want to get a handbag. That's kind of like a sign. That's like the men's sports car, I guess, in their world, where you get a brand name handbag, the brand names of which I don't know. And this ain't no rank and file. Oh, you mean like a person? No, a handbag. They're like 5 to 35 grand. It's a status symbol. It's an achievement. And of course, not every woman gets one, but they'd like one. And they don't need it. But if they're going to get it, they're going to get the one they want. And I think that's kind of more what men are like. Women really don't want the rank and file purse. Not because, and they need one to function and get by. Like, okay, I need something to carry my stuff. So maybe they go date. Maybe there's like a guy around. Okay. But the one they really want, the handbag, that's the one they'll chase after. Otherwise, it's just a purse. You're just a purse to these girls. Because they don't, and they don't need even the fancy handbag either, because all their basics are taken care of. But if they're going to get a handbag, it's going to be, hang on, let me look at expensive handbags. Okay, yeah, Gucci, $2,500, $3,000. Gucci seems to be the one. I thought there was one that was like a super expensive. Okay, here it is. Saint Laurent, 25. Oh, here's one. Hermes, 215,000. I thought I saw an article out there. There was a handbag company. It was like $30,000. Let me look that up. Okay, here it is. Hermes, 50,000 used. Hermes looks like they're the fancy ones. Gucci is up there. There was like a waiting list. Yeah, okay. I'm not talking the $6 million handbags. There was one where let me type in handbag waiting list. Handbag waiting list. Hermes. Okay, I guess it's Hermes. That's the one that has a waiting list. Birkin bag. I think it was Birkin bag. Louis Vuitton. Yeah, Louis Vuitton is another one. Okay. I think it was Birkin. Maybe it was Birkin. All right. Anyway, all that link below. My book, latest one, A World Without Men, an analysis of an all-female economy. They do not need you. You will notice they have stopped pursuing you, generally speaking. And you may be upset. And we have been trying to explain to you, men, that's their choice. It's the times. Don't get upset. This is human nature. It's been this way. It's just the technology has finally let this come to the surface. You can't calm down. Now is a great time to practice stoicism. We say, but we've been replaced by the government. We've been replaced by Democrats. Yes, you have. Yes, you most certainly have. Well, that's taken away our point and purpose and reason in life. Yes, it has. It certainly has. Now it is your job. This is why I wrote the book. The Menu, Life Without the Opposite Sex. And by the way, I'm not being dark or dour or pessimistic or black-pilled or anything. Go get the Rise of the She Economy, published by Morgan Stanley. Half the girls don't want to get married. I'm not making a crazy claim. This is all backed up by research and by the actions of women and their own words. I didn't write this for sad, mopey people. I wrote it for everyone because girls are also not going to be married. We're going to have to figure a new world is coming where there are men and women, and you'll see them, but you will not be forming families. You are not needed. The demand is squarely on the women's side for marriage. Sex is on the demand side for men. So you all better figure out something to do without families, because half of you ain't going to have them. That's why I wrote the book. That's not pessimism or me trying to be edgy. The world is stupid and effing retarded enough. I just have to point it out. You're like, that's kind of sad and depressing. Yes, it is. Well, and then here's where hopefully you get to the level I'm at, where I'm like, and that's the way it is. I accept. I will stoically accept this is the choice. This is history. I'm fascinated. I'm happy to be alive to witness one sex abandon the other, or one sex being obsoleted for the other through social policy and government policy. It's fine. Fascinating. It is what it is. I'm going to enjoy it. It's a fascinating time to be alive. But for those of you who understandably have this desire for revenge, like, how dare you kick us out? How dare you? Which means, like, being an individual, it's like they don't want you. How dare? It's just, it's a choice. I don't like peanut butter. How dare you not like peanut butter? The peanut butter doesn't like me back. It's not supposed to. But if you're wondering if there's consequence, if there are ramifications to this, oh yeah. Yeah, there is. That's why I wrote the book, A World Without Men. Go take a look and see what happens, because without women in men's lives, because we aren't needed, men shut down. There's no go look at the charts, and I'm not giving anything away, but there's a chart that shows how much married men make with children and how much single men make. And married men make about like 70-75% more depending on their age. Men shut down. And I wonder what happens to the economy then. And then everyone who's getting all those government, you don't need men, you need Democrats. And the Democrats will give you all this money. But I wonder if there'll be anything to buy with that money. Because rent and housing expenses aren't going up, right? Cars are really cheap and affordable, right? We're just flooded with cars, right? Transportation, food's cheap, right? Because the men just kept on working, right? Right? That book is linked below. I'm very proud of it. And I don't care which side of the aisle you're on. You all might want to go read it and say, like, oh shit, this is coming. And go ahead and prepare for it. Because you might want to, like, oh yeah, Cappy, what should I invest in? Why don't you read that book? And that might influence your financial planning decisions, your long-term investment decisions. You might be like, oh shit. Okay, here we go. All right. That's it. Let's go to the super chats. Alex Patino, truck driving Latino agent in the field, $5. I wonder what will happen once there's barely any men paying taxes. I wonder what will happen when there's barely any men driving trucks out. What if you're the only? What if you don't, Alex? Now let me run this past you. You being a truck driving Latino agent in the field, if men don't have family to support and they are taxed a lot to pay for people, not them's families, to live and survive, would I drive truck 80 hours a week, 40 hours a week, or 10 hours a week just to get by? And then if I and all the other truck drivers only drive 10 hours a week, I wonder what will happen to the supply of food that goes to the restaurants, or not the restaurants, the grocery stores that accept EBT. Because the store will, now here, imagine a scenario, Alex. I'm glad you're here. Could you imagine a scenario where the government became so onerous and taxing that all the stores would have in their front signs saying, we accept EBT, but ironically, there was no food to buy in the stores? I don't know if there's a place like that, like, let's call it San Francisco or Los Francisco, some magical theoretical place where you have all the government money. Oh no, there's nothing to buy in the shelves. Wonder if that'll happen. I love young people, especially women, though. especially you girls complaining about high rent. And to be blunt and direct, well, have you sucked a plumber's dick lately? Should be a campaign. Have you sucked a plumber's dick lately? That's all men wanna. Men have standards and women have standards. Welcome back to the negotiation table. Oh, your Section 8 housing check didn't cover rent. Oh, well, we should just make rent free. That'll increase the housing supply. Sire Lancaster, $5. Evil Food Supply did a video about school lunch. They feed the kids the stuff that even the pet food companies reject. Enjoy your cricket burgers, Democrat. Look, these Democrat parents love the government. They love the government more than their own damn children. And they fear work more than anything else. So they'll gladly send their kids to the public schools. They won't homeschool. I am so glad I didn't have kids. I am so glad. Oh, well, my goodness. Erica Shanta Williams, the second most fun person in all of America. She could actually talk about landlords. She's rental property owner. $5. Highest rise in pregnancy is 37 to 45-year-old women. Yes, this is true. Teen pregnancy has actually been going down. It's one of the few silver linings. 25% marriage license increase in 2020, where majority 40 to 50-year-olds trying to course correct. I got to get that data. Too late. It's too late. Highest rise 37 to 45. That's my generation, a little younger. Wow. Ladies, you can't course correct at 50. It's all over. It is all over. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I'm sorry you were lied to, but everyone was lied to. I'm not angry at you, Erica. By the way, everyone subscribe to Erica. You can follow her on Instagram and see what the second most fun person in the United States does with their life. What was it, Erica? You went and saw the Marvels and said you had fun. That right there proved to me like, nope, second place, not even. I'm going to go see Die Hard. You might redeem yourself, Erica, if you too go see Die Hard in the theater, because you're significantly younger than me. I don't even think you were alive in 1988. I don't think you could have even seen Die Hard in the theater. If you and your boyfriend, say hi to him for me, by the way. If you guys go see Die Hard, I will admit you're still second place, but I don't have a 3-mile lead ahead of you. I'll cut my lead down to 1.5 miles. So I'm just saying, if you want to sort of have fun, get advice from Erica. You want to have the best fun, consult me. But everyone go check her out on Instagram in here. But getting back to that point, women have made this choice. I think actually, now they might have been misinformation and all that other stuff, but I actually do think they did choose their best option that they wanted. Because the choices bear it out over the long. If women really wanted the guys, they would want the guys. They'd be wearing the dresses and working out, long hair and feminine. And they don't. They might want the idea of marriage. Maybe they want kids. But if there was any empiricism or intellectual honesty, they would own up to knowing whether, men like young girls and thin and whatever else. And they would have capitalized on it. They did not back then. And whether it's going through a career, I know we're slamming on the welfare collecting groups, but there are women, obviously career women, who work hard and they don't collect welfare. But in either case, they have made their choice. They prefer a career or the government, or they prefer just a life without guys, which is fine. I think they prefer freedom and independence and doing their own thing over men. Now, if it comes down the road, here's what might have happened. Over time, they got sick of it. As you get sick with anything, you've lived that Sex and the City life. It was great for a while. And now you're looking for something different. That could be it too. But unfortunately, because of menopause and the nature of the sexes, you're not going to be able to enter in. It's no different than playing professional sports. Like, well, the time for you to be an athlete was in your 20s, not your 50s. So I don't think they necessarily even regret their choice. I really don't. Sig 226, $2. They will import the drivers and the farmers. We will, or we'll just import the food. They will. And we'll just be another rank and file second world country. Our native population won't work as hard. We'll just be lazy, fat, Walmart shopping pieces of shit. The immigrants will come in. They won't say, hey, let's achieve 1950 standards. They're still going to go and do the things that made their second or third world shithole a second or third world shithole. Namely, all having more kids than they really can afford, though it shows that the second and third generation of immigrants usually scale back and start having fewer kids. I don't care. I'll be dead by this time, and I'll be having a lot of fun in the meantime. All right, there you guys go. Questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. See you guys later, Toodles.